Hi, Bill here. I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm thinking the last video I did was before Christmas, I believe. So, yeah, it's been a while. Sorry about that. Um, had a good Christmas. I managed to do some Christmas shopping for the grandkids, and some of that happened online, and everybody else got gift cards. And, it's the way it is, how it is. But I had to just do like a little bit of shopping each day, and then had Christmas Eve afternoon and evening with all my kids and grandkids. Had a great time. Um, had Christmas Day dinner with my dad and my stepmom, and hung out there for the day. My boys are truck drivers, so they usually end up working holidays. So they, usually end up working Christmas and stuff like that. So we always have our get together and dinner not on the holiday. So yeah, I didn't do anything for New Year's. I don't make a big deal out of that. And I was still recovering from Christmas. Just all the activity of all the shopping and going and visiting people and all that, kind of took it out of me. I'm sure you guys know the feeling. And so I've had a break from schoolwork for about a month now, and I start back this Monday, so starting back into that, and I've just been kind of chilling out and relaxing, and waiting for winter to be over. It's been quite cold here in Pennsylvania, and the air is really dry, so my mouth's dry. Um, we've had one night that was like -10, and I'm going to say at least 7 or 8 nights that were below zero, and a whole bunch of nights that were, single digits, and even days that didn't get out of the single digits. And you'll probably hear some noise going on in this video because it's close to freezing here right now. It's supposed to go above 32 here today. So there's ice sliding off the metal roof and crashing. So if you hear any weird noises, that's what that is. And because the sun's out and it's hitting it, and it's getting up around freezing. So, woohoo, January thaw part two, because I think we had 2 days around 60, I think, a couple weeks ago, and then and that didn't last long. And then the snow hit the next day, and then it's been cold and snow on the ground and snowing a lot, here and there. We haven't had any big snows. We've had just a lot of continuous little snows here, in the mountains of Pennsylvania. So the ground's been white here for a while, quite a while again. And so yeah, just been hunkered down, being a little bit of a hermit, during this winter weather. I've gone for a few walks outside, days that it's gotten a little nicer out. No, you know, major expeditions or anything like that. Just little walks, just to because how it feels cabin fever being inside, and yeah, the air's dry because it's been so cold. But we're supposed to have January thaw part two. Like I said, it's supposed to be gradually warmer each day here in Pennsylvania over the next, I think over the next week or so. It's supposed to be like in the 40s here, which is way above normal. That's so that's going to get rid of the snow here in short order if it gets that warm. Because there's only about, depending on where you go, because it's always so windy here. I'm sure you've heard that in some other videos when I was outside. Maybe I'll even take you for a little walk outside today, and show you. There's several inches of snow on the ground still, and so that's what I've been up to. I've been feeling not too bad. You know how it is. A lot of us Lyme say our usual lousy normal, I think, is what some people out there know. I think that's what Carissa says, and that's about the truth. Not too bad days and some really bad days. And I would say my main, Lyme and co-infection symptoms are still obviously, as you can hear, the brain fog and the word searching. That kind of comes and goes, and then the fatigue and the feeling rough in the mornings. A lot of people out there are sort of a little bit jokingly referring to it as the Lyme hangover, no alcohol required. And I've had that bad mornings, not being able to get moving for years now, literally, and a couple of years, and but it is getting better. But the one thing that's happening, maybe see if anybody else out there is experiencing this. I'll have nights where I want to sleep for 10, 11, 12 hours. I just cannot move in the morning, period. And then I'll have nights where, like what happened to me last night, where I'll only sleep for maybe 6 hours, and I'll wake up and I can't get back to sleep, and that's it. And I don't really feel that bad. I don't really feel that tired. So I'm wondering, if anybody else is experiencing that. Maybe that's a good sign. How when we're fighting something, we need a lot of sleep, and maybe that's a good sign that I'm not, sometimes needing quite as much sleep. It kind of alternates days. I'll have one of those nights like last night, or if I have one of my occasional insomnia nights where I might wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and lay there for 2 or 3 hours trying to get back to sleep and never really get back to sleep good, and then can't get up in the morning until 11 o'clock or whatever, and so that always throws me for a little bit of a loop, and then it's kind of alternating nights, between not getting a whole lot and then needing a whole lot, and so I just wondered if anybody else out there is experiencing that kind of thing, what they think about that. So yeah, that, and obviously, it's cold out, so it seems like the Lyme kind of likes the colder temperatures for some reason, and it makes our joints hurt more. I've had some foot, ankle, knee pain, shoulder pain. You know how it is with Lyme; it moves around, migratory. But I've had more than that than I did for quite a while there. I didn't have a whole lot of pain, so that little bit has come back. So, not a big deal. Nothing. As long as I've been doing this, I have a little bit of I guess you could say a high threshold of pain or whatever. I'd much rather have a little bit of pain than the chronic fatigue, and the morning thing, and the brain fog, and all the neurological issues, that the head stuff we call it. I've had pretty not a whole lot of the sensitivities going on. My light sensitivity, I've got a lot of the blinds open. It's bright in here. Before, I couldn't have done that. That one over there, I put that on there because the light coming in that window affects my video, so I stick a hunk of cardboard over that, and that's the only reason that's there. Plus, when we've had this really cold weather, I've been shutting everything just to try to hold the heat in. There's been nights where the furnace ran almost nonstop, when it was below zero, and so yeah, I've had a lot less of the sensitivities, the light, the sound, the motion, still have a lot of the sort of chemical sensitivities, and stuff like that, sensitive to colognes and perfumes, and the stuff in the stores, grocery stores, all the Febreze and fabric softeners and stuff like that. I can't even go down that aisle still, but I think that's something I've always had a little bit of sensitivities to. So a lot of this stuff gets magnified by the Lyme, as you know, but I've really made a lot of progress, it seems like, and how it is, slow and steady wins the race, or whatever they say. This is not a marathon. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. This is a long-term deal for the majority of us, especially us that were undiagnosed or misdiagnosed for a long time, like I was. And so yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update in case anybody's out there wondering, what's going on with me. And I have some ideas for some different videos that I'm still working on, and so I've been just kind of keeping myself busy, trying to help out a lot of people with Lyme disease, either locally or online, and busy with my own stuff, all my stuff I make, tincture making. You can see one going on right over there, and it's kind of hard to figure out which side when you're doing that on a webcam. So yeah, I've been busy doing that, and I'm even exploring the possibility of trying to maybe start making them for other Lymies out there, and try to do it at a reasonable price compared to some of the other places you can buy herbal tinctures and different things. And so if anybody has any interest in that, give me a yell below in the comments, and that's in the works, and hopefully have at least one or two up soon. It's probably going to be an eBay store or something like that. So I'm just nobody gets rich doing that. It takes a lot of time to make those things, but I have the energy, and I'm doing it anyhow, that I thought maybe I can help other spoonies out by giving them stuff that they can afford. I know when I started this whole thing, I was buying all my herbal tinctures, and that was hundreds of dollars per month, several $100s per month. So I know the feeling of wanting to do a protocol, and how it is. All us Lymies are strapped for cash, and so that's just an idea that I'm working on. Anybody that is interested, please let me know. And anybody wants anything else, any questions asked about to ask about anything Lyme related. As you can see, I'm still struggling with word searching here and brain fog, and that's kind of a never-ending thing for a lot of us, and how it is, and it's just the way it is. And if anybody has any questions or wants me to do any videos about anything else, please let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.